last 5.
This game looked to be heading for a goalless draw until 2 late strikes gave Newcastle the points. But it's easy to sympathise with the Coventry players' protests over the award of the penalty that broke the deadlock. Perhaps the ball did brush Noel Whelan's arm, but deliberate handball, that seems harsh. Alan Shearer took advantage of the opportunity to crack home his 22nd Premiership goal of the season. Peruvian Diego Gavilan started the move that led to his first goal in English football. Shearer and Tamuri Ketsbaia carried it on, and Gavilan arrived just in time. Coventry remain without an away win this season, while Newcastle have the satisfaction of climbing above Middlesbrough on goal difference.
I don't think I'd like the same penalty in my area, but it seesaws like that throughout the season. It was a turning point. I didn't see much in it, to be honest. Dabidas was in there hunting and fishing and, you know, scratching around for a loose ball, and he was putting pressure on the defenders, and I think it, you know, hit the hand, perhaps accidentally. Some days you get them, some days you don't. Today it went for us.
There was nothing he could do. He just landed on the ground and somebody smacked it on. Yeah, that's what you get when you're down and out and away from home, to be honest with you. But like, you know, as we've done so often, losing a goal, then because we go and chase it, we lose one right after it. Because again, we didn't stay focused. And until we do that, then we'll keep losing games.
Southampton surrendered tamely at Pride Park on Easter Monday, but they appeared in the mood to make amends when Hassan Kashlul swept them in front inside 4 minutes after slick work from Kevin Davies and Joe Tesson. But Leicester boss Martin O'Neill watched his players produce a response full of character and commitment. Tony Cottee typified the spirit when 30 seconds after missing from point blank, he vindicated his manager's decision to add another year onto his contract. The build-up play from Steve Guppy and Matt Elliott was quick and incisive. Cottee's left-foot finish, his 11th of the season. The Norwegian Joe Tesson blazed a free kick over 5 before the interval. But you just sensed Leicester was starting to boss the game. Midfield general Neil Lennon denied at the near post by the scrambling Saints keeper, Neil Moss. Glenn Hoddle was staring at a familiar scene. And the second half was almost all one-way traffic. Muzi Izzet just back from a get-together in Turkey with the national team, showing some Turkish delight after Neil Moss had pressed the panic button from a back pass. Goal number 10 for Izzet, but his first since just before Christmas. Leicester continued to pour forward. Cottee dancing clear to chip the keeper again. The offside decision must have been hairline. But Southampton's miserable afternoon was capped by the dismissal of Dean Richards for a late clash with Robbie Savage. It came in stoppage time. Richards' reaction born out of frustration, but Mike Reed's decision may be a shade harsh. Southampton 1, Leicester 2.
I thought we were terrific. I mean, we started off not the best. Southampton got a goal, perhaps could have scored even before they did too. But after that, I thought we were in control of the game. Deserved to equalise, deserved to get the winner, and perhaps could have added a few more.
We know we're in the Premiership next year, and we've now got to look for the longer-term situation or the start of next season. That we've got to make sure that we get out of a relegation battle and go up the next level, if you like. And that will only happen with hard work and a bit of self-belief. Not performing like we did today.
This was an afternoon that did serious damage to West Ham's hopes of again reaching Europe via the Intertoto Cup, and it was an afternoon when nothing went their way. Even the inspiration of Paolo Di Canio was in short supply. And after a goalless first half, it was the visitors who conjured up the one truly telling moment of the second. Mark Somerville's through ball to Andy Campbell waited with precision. Campbell going to ground to win a penalty as Ian Foyer came out. Foyer was nowhere near the ball, but contact with Campbell appeared very minimal. Brian Deane, happy to take advantage, very much against the run of play. The Hammers deserved 3 points and certainly should have got 1. When Frederick Canute went down under a challenge from Steve Vickers, there was fury at the non-award of another penalty, but Paolo Wanchop should have made that academic. West Ham 0, Middlesbrough 1.
You know, I thought it was a good move from us to get the penalty. And after that, my defenders played very well.
It was just one of those days where it wouldn't go in, but we threw everything at them, and they sat back and sat deep and defended for their lives and did that well.
A win for Derby would have made them mathematically safe, but this game had a sting in the tail, and Jim Smith in particular was scathing in criticism of referee Neil Barry. In a game unnecessarily littered with bookings, Stefan Schnur was yellow-carded for deliberate handball. And then 6 minutes later, he'd receive a second yellow for pulling down Chris Armstrong. Jim Smith said it was like 10 against 12, with the referee on Tottenham's side. As a result of Schnur's dismissal, Derby had to play more than half the match with just 10 men. But the deadlock was broken after 62 minutes. After 2 goal-line clearances, Rory Delat found Argentine Horacio Carbonari, who netted just his second goal of the season. But as 3 minutes of stoppage time ticked away, Stephen Clements cleverly backheeled his first Premiership goal for Tottenham to share the spoils.
Stefan Schnur actually slipped in his tackle for his second booking. His first booking, he slipped again, fell, and the ball hit his hand. He didn't make any movement whatsoever, and he's given me... I mean, once you give a yellow for something like that, you've got to give yourself a problem. But I said he was a poor referee, and he didn't disappoint. And that was before the game.
I don't think overall there was actually sort of a really bad tackle in the game today. There was a lot of, you know, sort of niggly sort of things that occurred today on the football field. And, I mean, the referee can only give what he sees. I mean, it's not particularly easy for him, but I think when you see that if you've been a neutral today here and see 10 bookings and a sending off, you'd be quite surprised.
So the air was cleared from Saturday's contest. We now look towards the play on Sunday. Sheffield Wednesday was still in the hunt for survival, but they had to face a hungry Leeds team starving for their first win in 9 games. To Hillsborough we go for this one, and there is the Hillsborough Stadium from the blimp. Leeds in the first minute attacking. A bad clearance by a Wednesday defender, Michael Bridges, penetrating the defense, passes to David Hopkin. And Hopkin is there, and he's online. Early on, it's 1-0, Leeds in the lead. Now Sheffield Wednesday with the free kick. Vim Yonk just wide, a nice effort. Close, but no cigar on that one. Now later on, Yonk fires a shot on goal. Lee Briscoe sets there for Yonk again. Nigel Martin stops it, but then Pete Atherton can't get in either. Nothing yet for Wednesday. Now to the second half. Matthew Jones with the ball nearly gives it away, but Michael Bridges recovers and, oh, a sweet touch into the net. 2-0 Leeds United. But they were not done yet. You're going to want to watch this next effort by Harry Kewell. This one was a beaut. Kewell with the left foot volleys it in. They gave Kewell too much room. He made it 3-0. Take another look at this one. This is a certain candidate for best goal of the month. Right off the post and into the net. Sheffield Wednesday, I'm sorry, this one has seen enough. The fans say goodbye as David O'Leary and Peter Shreves exchange pleasantries. 3-0 was the final result. Now we get to Bradford City and Wimbledon. A sold-out Valley Parade. And they are ready for kickoff. Some Wimbledon fans in attendance. Egil Olsen. Nice shades here. Check him out. Looking good. Wimbledon on the attack. From the corner, 4 Wimbledon players are in the box. The ball falls in front. Jason Ewell, a wide open shot, and he went over the crossbar. Yeah, he's looking for a hole to hide in. Then later on from the corner again, Jason Ewell trying to redeem himself. No, not again. Bradford's defense was just too tight as they headed it off the line. Good defense, and we still had no score. Now, just before halftime, Dean Saunders takes the ball to the touchline. He tries to cross it, but we have a handball called. A penalty kick given to Bradford. Ben Thatcher was hit in the arm. This is ridiculous. He had no intent to touch the ball. The ball hit him. But a terrible call by the official resulted in Peter Beagree giving the Bantams a halftime lead off the penalty kick, and it was 1-0 Bradford. Now to the second half. Beagree with some nice footwork here. He's going to crack a long shot on goal. What in the world was Neil Sullivan up to? Yes, Beagree can celebrate. Now, John Hartson was sent off here. We wondered why. Here's evidence. Take a look at the replay. You can see the Wimbledon players calling for the handball, but they didn't get it. The play continued. Wayne Jacobs certainly touched it with his hand. Now, the same official who made the call earlier didn't call this one, and Beagree took full advantage. Now, later on, Dean Windass trying to slip across through, but Neil Sullivan comes out, stops him there, but then, oh, nice work by Windass, and he scores. 3-0. Well, Bradford City fans trying to wave the flag. We are out of the relegation zone for now. Well, finally, all the play was done on Sunday, but that doesn't stop our news department from pursuing the latest stories, especially